Hello guys, Vizesh here bringing you another Total War Warhammer replay with commentary. For today we are playing as forces of Khorne, who are being led by an exalted bloodthirster, and we're going against one of our hated enemies who use magic, the forces of Tzeentch, who are being led by exalted Lord of Change, which is a pretty strong lord. So this was a pretty fun battle. My opponent was a really good player. He has a decent army. My army is also pretty close to this. My Tzeentch versus Khorne army is pretty close. We'll talk about it at the end of the battle, but yeah, I have to say it was a pretty nice battle and I hope you guys enjoy it. So let's just jump into the armies and see what we have here. From my front line, I have a lot of silver shields. We have 5 Chaos Warriors of Khorne. In the front line, we have 2 cultists of Khorne who also have silver shield. I have them in front. I want them to get the focus fire attention for Furies, because in my opinion you need to win the air fight in this matchup if you want to win. And some flesh hounds of Khorne who are hiding in the forest. These are forests. And for the general, we have exalted bloodthirsters, who is a pretty nice pick in this matchup. So for my opponent, as I said, pretty close army to what I have. 5 units of blue horrors, 2 Forsaken and 2 spawn of Tzeentch, 2 furies, chaos furies of Tzeentch, and a screamer, and also 2 flamers of Tzeentch, which are pretty decent in most matchups. And we have an exalted Lord of Change, which we'll see the spells in a minute. So get that said, let's just jump into the battle and see how we're gonna play this game. Alright guys, let's start the battle. My front line has to move in as soon as possible. I don't want to get blue fired by this exalted Lord of Change. Let's see the spells. He has Portaglyph, which summons some Furies, Blue Fire, and Infernal Gate. Even the spells are pretty similar, but what I want to do here, as I said, I really need to win this air fight, and that's why I have my 5 units of flying units here, and I'm just going to be pretty aggressive. My opponent is summoning some units. The cultists are moving in. They're trying to attract the opponent's range units attention. So we're moving in. We already dealt with one of the Chaos Furies. The other one is also getting wrecked here, which is pretty nice. The Exalted Bloodletter is doing a lot of work dealing with the Furies, going after the Lord of Change. And overall, we're doing fine. The cultists are in melee, but unfortunately one of them is wavering. I hope he can survive till I can get my summon out. They need to be in fight for 1 minute, so that's what I have to keep in mind. The flesh hounds are moving out of the forest. I want to go after these flamers. My opponent is bugging all of my infantry units. And the furies, I should have gone for the flamers, but this is fine. We have the flesh hounds, and I don't think my opponent realizes what's happening here. I'm just beelining for them, and look at this. The bloodthirster is dealing with all of these units. The screamers are getting dealt with, and now the flesh hounds are going after the flamers here, and they're just gonna do really well in that fight. So let's get back to the main fight. My bloodthirster, exalted bloodthirster, is fighting 3 units. He's a pretty strong lord, I have to say. We have our bloodthirst, Deathbringer, and the Wrath of Khorne, which is going to do magic, is going to do damage to any casters in this area of effect. So we dealt with all of the flying units. That's pretty nice. My shrine, which I forgot to talk about, this is a Infernal Gate, I think. Let's see the name of the spell again. I forgot it. Usually Infernal Gateway, which is going to deal with my units here, unfortunately. But we were able to summon one of our bloodletters. I think I'm just going to do it here as well. This is going to be a nice spot. I was losing my cultists, so I really needed my summons out. But look at this. The Blood Shrine is going ham. She's just destroying any infantry unit it can find. Already 44 kills with decent melee attack and 24 bonus versus infantry. So I was chasing the Exalted Lord, but Exalted Lord of Change, but yeah, that's not the best target. That's why I just decided to go for the spawn. I want to hold them in place while the Bloodletters deal with them. The Bloodletters are going after the Furies as well. Another Blue Flame dealing some damage to my Bloodthirster. Deathbringer active. I want to get rid of these units as soon as possible. And overall, if you take a look at the battlefield, we have a lot of units remaining. We have 2 healthy Chaos Warriors here, another one which is decently active, 1 summon still here, but the Flamers are free, and I really don't want that these range units can just destroy anything they can get their hands on. So I really have to be careful. They try to focus fire my Lord here, so I'm just trying to dodge. Let's move here a bit. Let's see. This was a pretty nice shot. They were trying to shoot me. I was trying to dodge, and at this point I just said screw it. I have to deal with them. I can't just leave these really strong range units active. These Chaos Warriors are back. My shrine is still active, which is pretty nice, dealing with the infantry. The Exalted Lord of Change is desperately trying to deal with it, just as I'm trying to deal with these Flamers. I'm a bit more successful here. These poor Flamers are just gonna get wiped out in a few hits. Let's see if it's gonna work. Yeah, they're wavering, and they're just gonna get banished just like that. With 1 or 2 attacks, they're gone. Pretty nice there. Another really strong gateway. I was trying to dodge it, but yeah, not happening here. These really healthy unit of Chaos Warriors have lost around 40% of their HP there, but they're still active. The second army ability is used. I dodged that, but unfortunately the Blue Flames are undodgeable. My opponent was moving the spawn so he can get my Chaos Warriors away from the main fight. I just leave them be. Now I'm joining the main fight. I really need the buff that Shrine gives. The what's the name of the thing? Yeah, the Totem of Endless Bloodletting. It's going to help my infantry a lot. One of my cultists is back. He's pretty hurt, but still not the best value as well. So he's going to come back, try to redeem himself in the eyes of Khorne. Let's see how he does. The Blood Shrine is doing decent. The Exalted Bloodletter still getting hit by those blue flames. Overall, really scary. But the Chaos Warriors are in fight now, so they're probably gonna be able to deal with them, deal with my opponent's blue hearts. But this is a pretty nice situation. I was able to surround the Lord of Change here, and he's just getting walloped. He's getting beat up by the Exalted Bloodletter, by the cultist, and yeah, he's getting banished. That was a pretty nice pick. I think the cultist getting there in time was one of the pretty most clutch moments of this game. We're able to hold the caster in place and finish it off. Unfortunately, he dies though, but it doesn't matter now. I'm not too worried about any spells, AoE spells to deal with my infantry. My opponent has some decent units in place. These Forsaken are still going to be a menace. The spawn are strong. My opponent still has more units than me in the battlefield. I have this one unit that rallied, but I forgot to bring it in fight. I'm not sure if they're gonna get in here in time as well. I thought that the army ability is going for the Bloodletter, but it's going for the infantry, and it did a decent amount of damage here. Sorry about that, guys. My game froze for a second. So yeah, that army ability did a decent amount of damage. But look at this. These guys are so close at breaking, but because of the Blood Shrine, they're holding still, and that means my Exalted Bloodletter is getting its time. It's getting its chance to attack these units and deal with them. 8 units of spawn remaining. The blue horrors are done. Let's see the amount of healing that these Blood Shrine has gotten. He has healed around 3000 HP, which is insane. Look at that hit point that this unit can regen, and yeah, that's just crazy. So the only units remaining are these Forsaken. I'm using the Deathbringer and using the Bloodthirst, getting some charge bonus, some charge speed, and the Deathbringer is going to help me clean these units up. 2 more spawn remaining, and I think if I kill the last one, the Tzeentch army is going to completely break. Yeah, these for a second are running away, and these ones did break at the last second, and I think with the last hit from the Bloodthirster, this game is going to be over. Yeah, that was a pretty nice battle, and have to say, I'm not sure if this army is going to be great if your opponent is aware of it. I think I got my opponent by a bit of a surprise by being able to win the air fight, because if Tzeentch wins and has control over aerial units, it's just going to be a pretty easy battle. But overall, I think this army is pretty good. It can deal with most of the Tzeentch army. Let's see, nearly 4k damage dealt as gold value on the Bloodthirster. Pretty happy about that. The Blood Shrine also did really well. Remember it healed for a lot, 98 kills, and nearly paying for itself. I think it costs around 900 or 950, so pretty happy about that. The Cultist did great. I think this was the one that had around less than 50 value, but it got there in the really nice time, and it was able to do really well. The infantry act as a distraction. None of them pay for themselves, but I'm happy about their performance. Yeah, the only units that pay for themselves, the only unit that did is the Exalted Blood Eater for my opponent. Let's see. The spawn, this one did really well. This one was pretty close for paying for itself, and the Forsaken, this one was crazy, and this one was really good as well. So yeah, overall really nice battle. GG to my opponent. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle, and if you did, I would really appreciate it if you consider leaving a like and subscribing. It would really help me and my channel grow. If you have any suggestions about this matchup, I would really love to know it. How do you deal with Tzeentch as Khorne? I think this army is pretty good, but as I said, it can be countered. If you win the fight in the air, it's going to be a pretty easy battle for Tzeentch. Guess that's it. Catch you all later. Bye.